Well, hello everybody. Hello friends. It's Richard here. Welcome back to my channel on this cool Sunday, the 22nd of December evening or afternoon. Actually, it's just coming up to 5 to 3 here. And I thought I'd do a final video for the Christmas period and catch up with you about one or two things that have been going on. I'm using a new piece of kit. It's this new microphone that I've got for my iPhone, and it's a wireless Leveral microphone. I think that's how you pronounce it. Levealier, liar, Leveral. And yeah, I bought this because one of my YouTube channels that I watch is a chap called Ash, and he and his partner Chad, they live in London, and they do sort of a video every day. Well, they're doing Vlogmas at the moment, which is quite nice. So it's nice catching up. But I don't know about you, but some of the channels I watch where we're doing lots of influencing and stuff like that, after a few years, and I mean that because I do watch people regularly and I catch up back with people I haven't seen for a while, they do get a bit boring. And I hope my channel doesn't become boring and staid. You'll let me know. You people are very good. All my audience, my over 1,000 subscribers now. And if you aren't subscribed, do subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can press the little bell so you know when I next upload. I don't upload that often, but when I do, it's normally something of hopefully substance. I know I talk about the camper van quite a bit, but there are other things that I do because I understand from people I've spoken to about my channel and who come up to me, they follow different parts of what I'm talking about. So if it's something about camper vans and cars, they're not interested in that. They'll go to the ones I upload about records, and when I put some records on the various machines I've got. And I'm going to talk about that a bit later, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, so I thought I'd do a bit of a catch up. So I've got a list. You know, I like a list. It's always best to focus the mind. So there's one or two things coming up. There's a very nice Christmas decoration. We are talking about Christmas. I'm going to play some Christmas music for you as well by a well-known artist. And so I've got Christmas decoration, which is you know, not one you put on the tree. It's more static. They're a little lit up item. And so yes, so new kit. One of the new kits I've got is this microphone, which I've just spoken to you about. There's two in that kit, which means that you've got a left and right. Well, I mean, imagine they feed into one, but it'd be quite good for me when I'm out and about, or when I want to record from various acoustic machines, and I can just put the microphone near the kit rather than having to put a wired one, which is what often what I do when I'm using my GoPro. My trusty GoPro is here, and I've been using him today as well for some of the things. It won't work with that. On the clips you'll see it says it does, but in fact it doesn't. It doesn't want to work with that, so I'll have to find something else. But the microphone on the GoPro 9 is pretty good, as you probably experienced, and it's got this very nice microphone which is not only on the front but on the back as well. And this piece extra, this piece that covers this, you have to buy extra. GoPro don't tell you that. To increase the quality of your sound, that was £70. I bought that a couple of years ago at least. I've had that, I think about 3 years now. My son James and I did a video about our new GoPro. So yes, so on that note, so I'll leave you to be the judge of whether this new kit works. I know other YouTubers do use this wireless microphones, and they are really good. This one cost, I think it was about £57. It wasn't cheap. It was a considered purchase, and I got it from Mr. Amazon, and he certainly does lots of various ones. So there we go. The other thing I bought is I'm going to talk to you about is this new light system, and that'd be certainly good for the GoPro because though he works quite well in low light, I think this will actually improve things when I'm particularly looking at pieces of kit in the workshop and that. And I've got some bits I'm going to discuss about that at some point. There's still some videos to come on the carburetor for the camper van Sunshine. He's still sitting out there on his four wheels in the same place because the weather's just been so awful. And also I've been gathering up the various pieces I need to repair that kit, even a new carburetor. I bought a new one that I found that was really reasonably priced. I've got a very nice collection of 78s that I'm going to talk to you about. There's about 40 there. Don't worry. I'm not going to go through every single one, but we'll play some music as well. And the DOS speaker is doing very, very well as well. So the review I'll do on that is the fact that, yeah, it works well. The only thing I do is forget to turn it off, and then obviously the charge runs out. So I've left it on charge all the time, just so in case I forget. And it's got quite a nice little tune it plays when it opens and when it closes, which is quite good. So, but the sound quality is absolutely excellent. £164 that was. It was worth it. Again, a considered purchase, but worth getting. I certainly would recommend that to you on that basis. And then I'm going to end with my company Tempest that I've been running, my consultancy. So if you're somebody that needs any help with in social care, any advice at all, if you're a care provider, I'm quite happy to come and discuss that with you. I do national spread, and I also do lots of Care Quality Commission stuff, investigations, you name it, audit. I do the lot, and I've been doing that recently. And also I've been working as a teacher, supply teacher, in local schools in Kent, and certainly in having various experiences. One of the experiences I've had recently, which I want to give a shout out to, is this school, and this one here, Tunbridge Wells Grammar School for Boys. There we go. I'll put a picture of that. And I was there last week, just for a day. They were desperate. I worked through an agency for that. They're part of my company, but I worked through an agency, and they were desperate to find somebody. And so I said I would, and I had the really great experience there all day. I'd never been to the school before. It's based in near Sevenoaks, or just outside Sevenoaks, and so Hollow Lane. And I was really well received by the staff there, and the boys are really well behaved, I have, on the whole. And the nicest thing was there's quite a nice camaraderie. So they teach years 7 to 10, and so if you know that school, then leave a comment below and let me know what your experience has been. But those boys really did very well, and I was teaching various subjects, but mainly art all day because one of the teachers was off. And yeah, very nice, brand new school, only been open since 2022. Really nice. I really look forward to going back there if they need any help anytime as a supply. So it's good. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to stop chatting and we'll get into the meat of this video. So stay tuned. So here we are. We had this very nice Christmas tree truck, I suppose you could call it, from Waitrose, and it's got these very nice what I call pine cone. I like pine cones. I've got some Christmas tree lights that are pine cone lights. It's made of ceramic, and if I switch him on, there's a switch on there. There's one main light, and then it lights up all the other ones. You probably don't get such a good effect actually in daylight than you do. What I'll do is if I just turn the main light off this my office off. There we are. You might get a better. There's plenty of light coming through from the window there. Yes. So yeah, it's in the style of a vintage type car, and looks quite good. It's even got the windscreen wipers remind me of a couple of eyes really. So he's got a bit of a character to him. But yeah, he's made of ceramic. He's solid, and it runs on. I think it's 3. Let me just try and, without breaking it, I think it's 3 AAA batteries. I've got some Duracell ones in there. So, yeah. Just as a tip, by the way, Duracell batteries, yes, very expensive normally. Pay a lot of money for those. Those are the AAA ones. One tip, in the UK, we have a shop called, what's it called now? Poundland in the UK, and I was passing Poundland. I popped in there. I thought, oh, I need some batteries. What have they got any? And they had stacks of batteries there that were really cheap. Those Duracell ones were £2.50 for a pack of 4, which is really less than half price what you pay normally in Waitrose or other places. So a little tip there if you're in the UK and got a shop that, one of these value added shops that they're around now springing up. I think that's what I'd call them. Yes. So anyway, yeah. So there we go. So that's a little bit about this wonderful Christmas decoration, I suppose you could call it, really. I thought it was very nice. Just thought I'd talk to you about that, a little bit more detail. But yeah, he sits on the sideboard and looks really nice there. So here we have Gregory Porter. This is Gregory Porter's Christmas Wish. This is what it comes in when you buy it. I think I bought this from HMV in Maidstone, and it was £10. And very, very nice. And so I might play you a selection from his album here, so you get an idea about what it's like. As it's Christmas, we're running up to. What I did, I put it into a jewel case, the actual CD itself, just so it looks better in there, I think. Why he didn't put it in there, but there we go. It's all cost, isn't it, I suppose, touch this. But I put it into a jewel case. I don't know if I'm getting it. Open it up, actually. There we go, look, on the CD itself. There we are. It's got a very nice cover there. So, yeah, quite good there. That's very helpful on that basis. So, yes, there we go, Gregory Porter. Okay, let's talk about the new microphone setup, the new wireless Levia microphone, which you're hearing me on at the moment. I know it's connected because it's connected wirelessly, and so I'm going to review that with you now. So I'm going to, obviously I can't show you the receiver part of this, but the microphone part is here, and it's this little thing here which is happening at the moment. It comes with this very fluffy anti-wind device, but you can actually get also these little rubbery things as well, which I've had on the wired ones, which I use for my GoPro, which is when I use the wired ones here. This is the same sort of thing on there, so it's quite good. It comes with a couple of USB cables, so you can charge it up. It comes also with an adapter for a USB. You can put it in the end there, and obviously I've used an adapter for my iPhone as well, and it comes with some rather good instructions in here, which is on here. The nice thing about this, it says it's at a professional level. I quite believe that. Oops, just dropped a bit down here. It's at professional level, so that's a good sign. Let me just pick this up again. So yes, it's professional level, so that's quite a good sign. And yeah, so it's quite good, really. It says on here, what does it say on it? Yes, it's anti-movement, 20 meters. I forget what that says on there actually. Uh, Precise radio, whatever that means, and widely copable, highly sensitive, and clear sound on there. So I quite believe that. Obviously, I'll play that. Obviously, what I have to do is wait for my iMac to receive the upload from the phone, which takes a while because obviously data has to travel across, and so I can, though I can do it with a cable, I expect it'll be much quicker. So you could be the judge of that now, but I certainly think it's quite a good thing to have for the iPhone. The camera is excellent in the iPhone, and so is the sound pickup. But sometimes you need something a little bit closer, particularly when I'm using audio acoustic gramophones. You need a bit more closeness for that, to cut out the needle chatter which you get from the sound box and possibly from the electric machines as well. So I think it'd be quite good actually, but we'll be testing that as we go along. You're watching me on my iPhone. It's on a stand, and so it seems to be doing quite well. The lighting in here isn't that wonderful, and the camera has already adjusted itself to do that. And we've been going just, it says 2 minutes 45 seconds. That's quite good, really. So in some ways you could use your iPhone all the time, not bother with a GoPro. Now that I've got all the kit to go with that, and you can actually zoom in and out as well. So I know a lot of vloggers do that. So yeah, but I'll leave you to be the judge of that. So let's play some Christmas music. So we've got Gregory Porter here singing the Christmas Waltz. Enjoy.
Frosty window panes, candles gleaming inside, paper candy canes on the tree. Santa's on his way, and he's filled his sleigh with things for you and for me. It's that time of year when the world falls in love. Every song you hear seems to say, Merry Christmas, may your New Year's dreams come true. And this song of mine in three-quarter time wishes you and yours the same thing too. Frosted window panes, candles gleaming, faded candy canes on the tree. Santa's on his way, and he's filled his sleigh with things and things and things. It's that time of year when the world falls in love. Every song you hear seems to say, Merry Christmas. May your New Year's dreams come true. And this song of mine in three-quarter time wishes you and yours the same thing too. Merry Christmas, and may all your New Year's dreams come true. Merry Christmas, and may all your New Year's dreams come true. Merry Christmas, and I hope every single New Year's dream come true for you. I wish this for you. I wish this for you.
Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed that. That's the Christmas Waltz sung by Gregory Porter. And yes, okay, let's get going with some more. Well, welcome back to Richard's Christmas blog. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me again. And before I forget, don't forget to press the little like button and subscribe. It's free to subscribe, and you'll support the channel and the analytics that are within that. And that helps the channel overall, so it gets more viewers. I'm wearing a sort of semi-Christmas jumper today. Partly because it's a little bit colder outside. It has been quite bitterly windy as well. We've had the wind rattling the letterbox last night, so that's not too good really in that respect. The second bit of kit I'm going to talk about in a second, but I hope you enjoyed that music by Gregory Porter. This is available, I think at the moment, at £10 from HMV. I got mine locally, and on that basis. And yeah, thank you very much for doing that. Also, before I forget, thank you for everyone for subscribing during the last 12 months, and I hope you've enjoyed the videos. Some things tend to pick up more than others, so if you'd like to see more content of a particular kind, let me know. I know that several people watch the camper van stuff, and several people watch the record stuff, and several people just watch anyway, but you can always flip forward to the bits that you're not really interested in. But I'd rather you stay for the whole video rather than do that, because then obviously you miss out otherwise. And so yeah, so the second bit of thing I'm going to talk to you about is the Suptig, I think it's called, Suptig. And I'm just going to open the box. It's the first time I've looked in here, so I'm going to see what this. Now this is a light that I can use with the GoPro on that basis. So let's have a look here. So there we go. It was recommended by Ash Who is one of the channels that I've been watching. So yes, it's cool. It comes with like a tag as well, which is quite interesting. There we go. Comes with one of those bits that you can GoPro supply. Get my teeth in, and there. So also the usual statutory charging cable, and yes, on the back there as well. So yeah, so let's see what. Oh, there we go. So let me just. That is really bright. I just fired at the camera too much, but yeah, that's really bright, isn't it? Certainly, if I was using that in the workshop or something, that would really do well. So I think you've got various different levels as well. Oh, it's flashing now. I think, yeah, it's different. So, and then off, there we go. So yes, not sure what that piece at the back is. I'm sure there's going to be some instructions with it. But it's quite effective there, and it would go onto this piece here. You can then clip it onto your stand. I've got a stand you can use that with, or you can put it on the top there, and then you can slide that in, and then fix the GoPro to that. So you can either have it, I assume, above the GoPro, or below it, as it were. But I'm going to test that out, so I'll let you know how I get on when I do the next video in the workshop. I think we'll probably take that along with us. So on that basis, yeah, I probably think the batteries probably fit in the back there. Oh yes, there's one level, 3. There we go. Flashing. And there's a number 1, 2, 3, and off. There we go. It's quite good. So, okay, so I'll let you know what I think about that and how we get on there. But I thought it was quite useful because quite often, though I've supposedly got the right cycles with the light bulbs I've got in the workshop, quite often it doesn't always work very well, even if I sync the camera to that. Now, whether the iPhone will adjust itself doing that, I don't know. I haven't done an awful lot with the iPhone in there, but that's something I'm going to do. I've also, this afternoon, purchased a new microphone system just for the GoPro, a Rode one, a new Rode 2, which is called Rode 2 Go, which of course goes with GoPro. So once that's coming after Christmas now, 27th, with Amazon, I'll let you know, and we'll do a test on that as well. So on that basis, but yes, there we go. Right. So I think the next thing for me to do is just run through the next session I'll do is going to be about records. So if you're not interested in records at all, the 78s or the LPs, you might want to flip to the next section that I'll be doing on my list of things here. But yes, on that basis. So the record, let me just get those for you and I'll show you those. So I've also got some new additions. So let's do the new additions first. So, right. So the first one is Stardust by Pat Boone. Now, I'm a great fan of Pat Boone. If you are, let me know in the comments below. I bought this record from a shop in Maidstone, charity shop in Maidstone, and when I got it, the first side was quite worn, so I found another copy on eBay, and this is that copy. This is probably a bit of an earlier one, an earlier pressing on here, so it's a flip back here, and he's singing all the famous songs on here. Stardust by, of course, Carmichael, and Blueberry Hill, Ebb Tide, Little White Lies, To Each His Own, Cold, Cold Feet, Deep Purple. So these are all quite popular. I think when this came out, I think it was a 1960 or 1950s copy, this one. Let's just have a look here. I might be able to see when there's a date on it. 1956, I think this was 1956 on the London album, on the London label, which was the album set, so the label he used to record on. So yes, so it's quite a nice copy. There we go, nice and shiny. Got a bit of light there, you can see that. And yeah, plays beautifully as well. So yeah, so that will go with my collection. I've actually got a Christmas album by Pat Boone, and it's quite nice, really. And he's still very much alive. He's still very going strong on that basis. So, and yeah, he's getting on a bit now. And then I got also on the Golden Guinea label, and I like Golden Guinea, they're really good. This is Pat Boone's 12 Great Hits. So there we go. Super Moon, Whispering Hope, Yield Not to Temptation, Why Baby, Why, Chains of Love, and all the other ones on there. So that's really, and that's again about the same age. I think this came out about the 60s. I think this one is. Let's have a look. 1961. Yes, there we go. So there we go. It's quite a good pressing too on the yellow label, Golden Guinea. You can see the reflection there. Really good. So, and on that basis. So yeah, and I think the price of records from charity shops has been staying fairly stable in the last 12 months. The ones I've been buying, I'll tell you the ones I have got, the new ones I've got, the 78s I'm going to share with you. I got those at a really reduced price. That's why I went back for several. This is Sinatra at the Sands. So this is quite a famous album, actually. I've seen this going for silly money. This was recorded in July 1966. Now, if you like Frank Sinatra, and I've liked him since I was a lad, when he wasn't particularly popular, when people said, oh, it's just good old Blue Eyes, I actually quite like Frank Sinatra. I think he's really, really good. And he's now, I think, beginning to come into his own. So Come Fly With Me, I've Got a Crush on You, I've Got You Under My Skin, The Shadow of Your Smile, Street of Dreams, One for My Baby, that's side one. It's all live recordings there. So you get the ambience of the actual recordings there with Count Basie and his orchestra, conducted by Quincy Jones. And Quincy Jones has just died, actually. I think I put something in here. Was it this one? I meant to actually put something about his obituary, which I did see. But he's just died. So, of course, this was quite poignant that I'd actually seen this when I was passing in the record shop. And I thought, that's speaking to me. That needs to be in my collection. So that's why it's there. So that's good. So they're sort of latest finds, really. Yes, some good ones there. I think I spoke to you about the Richard Talbot ones that I got last time. Oh, did I? I can't remember. Let me just quickly get my Richard Talbots for you. There we go. I suddenly got a liking for Richard Talbot. I've always liked him as well. And he came here. He was an Austrian Jew, actually. So he left Germany and when the Nazis came to power, and he came to Britain, and he was a naturalized British, got British citizenship. And he was a great friend of Franz Lehár. And Franz Lehár, a little bit of history, he wrote a lot of his musicals or music for Richard Talbot. So that's why he became very popular, particularly Merry Widow, particularly in White Horse. White Horse in had a like, and so that's probably why. But I've got quite a few of his records here. This one here, these are all my current collection: Songs, Stage and Shows by Richard Talbot. And yeah, so we've got My Heart and I, One Alone, The English Rose, We'll Gather Lilacs, which is one of my famous ones, from Perchance to Dream by Ivor Novello. Isn't it pity that Ivor Novello music is not played anymore? I just think it's so wonderful, but the musicals killed Ivor Novello. So, and a little bit of history about how, when he died, there were thousands went to his funeral, particularly women. I think they all quite liked him. So, and of course, we have the famous Ivor Novello Theatre in London now, where he lived actually with his mother. So yeah, that's that one. So then we got the, here we go, under, it says here, Richard Talbot, and this is volume, I think it's volume 8, isn't it? Yeah, there we go, in German. And the interesting thing about him is that he wore a monocle, but in fact, he didn't need to. He wore a monocle because he has quite a pronounced squint. And in those days, there wasn't the surgery around to have it corrected, I think, and that's why. So it sort of covered up his disability, slight disability there, but it's enhanced his looks all the same. And there we go, Memories and Song of Richard Tauber. Unfortunately, this was in the wrong cover, so what I did, I found a picture of the right cover and then copied it and then stuck it in with the album it came in there. Okay, and then great Tauber songs there on the Parlophone Odeon. There, that's another great one, and the great Tauber arias. That's quite a famous picture there, and it's a picture of the Vienna State Opera House there in the background, which is quite good. So yeah, so the other ones I got, the ones I did find of his, are the Richard Tauber, The Voice of Romance. This is an album set that I found in the Peggy Wood charity shop. Peggy Wood was a lady who used to raise money for the Maidstone Hospital charity fund, and she was a great person. I met her a few years ago when I was doing some working for the Royal British Legion, and I interviewed her. Well, she came to see us about some funding that she was looking forward to getting for us as transfer and that. I don't think it actually came off, but it was a great chance to chat to her. And then she actually became unwell and lost her tenancy where she was living, and we were able to help her before she died, which I thought was a good thing to do, really, because I think she had an ex-service background. Well, she would have done, or she wouldn't have come to the scheme. So, The Voice of Romance here, great numbers in here, and it comes with this very nice insert. There we go. Songs from shows, Tauber stage success, melodies from the movies, Tauber favourites, Blossom Time, and there we go. So it's quite good. There's 4 records in here, and then it gives you some really good history. And I must say, this record has a very old-fashioned, musty smell. I think it clearly had been in some loft or something, because when I brought it home, I had to leave it to air outside. Inside the house, but outside, because it was starting to sting the office out. But yeah, some quite good, some Blossom Time there, some really good pictures there you can see on there, and a rather good artist drawing on there. A golden singer with a sunny hair, the heart's delight of millions was his art. Now that rich, roaring tenor voice beckons attractive angels to the land of smiles. That's a quote by A.P. Herbert. Not sure who A.P. Herbert is, but if you know, let me know. I'd be interested to see. But it's on the World Record label, which is one of the ones that I've collected with other albums. So they're always very well transferred over from 78. Here we go. So we have nice here. So yeah, good copy of this. And this was sitting in, as I say, in a charity shop, the Peggy Wood, and it was with a load of other album sets as well, but clearly the gentleman didn't really want. And I said, how much do you want for this? And he said, oh, give us £1. So literally, I gave them £1.50. I thought, well, it's for charity, isn't it? And but a great album set. So if you ever have the chance, if you like Richard Tauber, this is certainly a very good transfer. The songs on here are very nice, and the music and sounds absolutely excellent as well. So back to Christmas, and I may have shown you these before. If I have, I'm sorry, but it's just an album set. Swinging Christmas with Ella Fitzgerald. This is one of my favourite albums. I bought this is a new old copy, and yeah, great number. I've got this on CD actually. Funny enough. Which is, well, funny enough, it's here. There we go. So, but I tell you something, and the CD itself is very good. Comes to here. I've been playing this. The only thing I would say is that the CD is nothing like the album when you hear it on the vinyl. So I think it's really nice. So there we go. That's fine. That's that one. Christmas Songs with Nat King Cole. Very nice again. And this is on red vinyl as well, which is quite nice. So it comes in this, very nice red vinyl. There we go. You can see that there. I'll take it out the cover for you. It came with this lovely plastic insert. It's on my chair squeaking this afternoon. I don't know why. So there we go. Don't you hate it also when people rock back and forward in interviews on television? I have to think about that. Anyway, yes, there we go. Very nice, sir. Very nice. That and people looking down their glasses at you like this. I have to think about that too. I just think it looks can look a bit condescending. So yes, I would never do that to anybody. There we go. There we are. The next one, of course, is Pat Boone, White Christmas. There he is, looking very young and handsome there. This one, he's got White Christmas, Jingle Bells, God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. Very nice album set. This one came out. This is on the Paramount album. And I think I had this. Oh, I've got an insert in here. Let me just tell you what this is. What did I? Oh, yes, there we go. 7:49. This was. I better not show that because it's got the address on there. So 7:49. And the other one that I've just seen there. That's when did I get that? 2018. Yes, this one here, which came from Nat King Cole. 2018. That was. So there we go. That's very nice. It's on the Dot label there. Looks like I gave it a new insert. When was that published? Doesn't say. Doesn't say. I can't see on there when I bought one. When it was probably 1960s, I would have thought anyway. So yes. There we go. Very nice. Squeaky chair. Right. Merry Christmas. This is a famous one by Bing Crosby. I'm a great fan of Bing Crosby. Again, a guy that's underestimated. I think some of his early stuff is really very nice. White Christmas, of course, was his famous film that he's done. This isn't White Christmas. This is actually there's Christmas songs. There is White Christmas on here. God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, Faith of all our fathers, and then Jingle Bells, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Silver Bells. Often this came out in 1963, so it's getting on a bit now. I've got two copies of this. This is the best one that my grandmother used to have. There's a newer copy I've got, which is much cleaner than this. But I think this seems to me always the one I want to play. I've got the other one downstairs in the main lounge, but very nice. So yeah, good. And then a little bit different, Placido Domingo, Vienna Symphony Orchestra, Christmas with Placido. I love Placido Domingo. I think he's one of the best singers amongst the three tenors. He's even nicer than Pavarotti, I think, in some ways. I think he's underestimated. This is good. I got him with John Denver as well, singing, and an album set with John Denver. I was a great fan of John Denver's, but he's with there. So these have got all the famous one, The Melody of Christmas Carols, Joy to the World, Good Rest You Merry Gentlemen, Good King Wenceslas, and The Little Town of Bethlehem. Really nice, a really nice album set, this one. And last of all on the album sets, Johnny Mathis, Merry Christmas. You can't have Johnny Mathis, can you, without the famous ones from him: Little Drummer Boy, A Holy Night, God Rest You Gentlemen, and The First Noel, Carol Bells, It Came Upon the Midnight. So there we go. So yes, that's all the album sets I've got. I'm just going to get the CDs now because I've got some of those. Let me have a look here. These are more modern takes. Let me just have a bit of wet my whistle. Right, this one is by Alexander Rybak, and I'm a great fan of Alexander. As you know, he was one of the winners of the Eurovision Song Contest, and then he released a Christmas album, which came out, I think, in, let me just have a look, take the glasses off, 2012. Gosh, I can't believe that. It seems a long time ago now, but I quite like the music on here, and I've got this on my iPod in the car as well. White Christmas album. This is various artists from Bing Crosby to Pat Boone, Jack Jones, Louis Armstrong, Peggy Lee's on here. I'm a great fan of Peggy Lee. And so, yes, that's another good one. John Rutter Christmas album. That's very, very nice. You want some of the traditional Christmas songs, this is the one to get. Very, very nice. Catherine Jenkins, This Is Christmas. I've got quite a few of her albums. She's got the most amazing voice, and really like listening to that. And of course, couldn't go that without Richard Hadfield. Great fan of Richard Hadfield. If you don't know Richard Hadfield, look him up on YouTube. And he used to be with Collaboro, and then he started setting off on his own. And then when lockdown came, he used to do a tune a day, and did it from his flat, and then released an album afterwards, which I've got also. Very, very nice, very nice there. I think there's one other that I want to just share with you. Just hang on a second. Where are we? Oh yes, one totally slightly different, and that is American radio revivals of Frank Sinatra. Now this album came through the Memory Lane magazine. It was advertised in the Memory Lane magazine. I've got some more actually. I've just remembered, and it's from Philip Gordon Booth, who does these lovely CDs there. So there we go. And he wrote to me as well because he wasn't very well, and I had to wait a bit longer for this. But there's some nice shows on here where Frank is talking, and it's sponsored by Old Golden Cigarettes, which I thought was quite funny, really. I mean, funny now because of course we know about smoking, but it's from New Century CDs, and he wrote to me as well, and which I've kept because I thought it was quite nice of him to do that, keep in touch. He actually phoned me up, and so yes, so he said, here is the CD, NCD 07145, songs by Sinatra, which I hope you enjoy. Once again, thank you for your much indeed for your patience, which I thought was quite nice, really. Yes, so yeah, so there we go. So right, so that's that one. Just to remind you of the other ones I've got here before I close this section of the video, and that is Winter Wonderland, which is a 3 CD set. So there we go. Got everything on here from White Christmas all the way through to Happy Christmas. The War is Over. So yeah, by the Snowflakes. So yeah, Happy Holidays by Andy Williams and others. So I play these. I keep all my Christmas albums separate from the rest. I've even got some singles which I sometimes play as well. And then we've got Winston Marshall's Baroque music for trumpet. Now it's not Christmassy, but I kept it with a Christmas collection because I thought, it's sort of within the same sort of genre really in that respect. So very nice there. Frank Sinatra's Ultimate Christmas. There we go. This was a free one that came with the Daily Mail. And when I was working at the charity shop, we don't sell ones that are free. So they will all be thrown away. So I grabbed this quickly because they have quite nice songs on here. Have Yourself a Merry Christmas, the Christmas song, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and White Christmas, of course, Silent Night, Come All Ye Faithful. And it's Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, which is quite a famous one, isn't it? There we go. John Rutter, of course, John Rutter, the famous writer of some beautiful hymns. The Colours of Christmas. I've had this one a while now, and always good to play when I get a moment. And Bing Crosby, Gift Collection. It's one on the. So this is one of those digital ones. Deja Vu ones, which were a little bit cheaper at the time. I think I forget when this one came out, but yeah, so 1992, so it's quite a long time ago now. There we go. So that's all the Christmas ones, and I hope you enjoyed me reviewing those with you. Let me just pop those back over here for this section of the video, and then I will talk to you a little bit more about some of the other ones. Stay tuned. So, welcome back everybody, it's Richard here. Welcome back to the channel, welcome friends, welcome everybody. As I mentioned in the last video upload, I was going to show you the records I've got that I recently got from that charity shop in Maidstone, and the homeless charity, which is really good. They had a sale on in there, and everything was fine. Everything was on half price, so all their LPs and records were half price. So that means it meant that you could get 5 for £1. So I have got 36 these wonderful 78s. Lot are Stan Kenton. This part is people like George Shearing and so forth. And then I picked up some ones that I probably wouldn't have picked up if I'd had to pay £1 for them, but as they were 5 for £1, I thought, well, you know, that's amazing value. So this afternoon I just thought I'd show you what I'm going to do with these before I play them and before we have a play session. So if you're interested in 78s, I know some people are only interested in things I'm doing with the van. I've got some more information coming up about the Sunshine, my camper van, very soon. I've bits that are going on with the carburettor in there, so that's, and also been doing that in between work and everything else. So these records here, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 altogether. So they came. Most of them came in these wonderful red covers, and so they're all numbered, which tells me that somebody had this as part of their collection, and that these cardboard sleeves are really thick and really nice. The records themselves are in very good condition. I think out of the whole lot there was one that was broken, which before I bought it, and so I let the chap who was on the counter know about these. So this is the Continental, which is something that one of my tunes that I really like, and by George Shearing Quartet. Not sure the date of this one, and then East of the Sun, West of the Moon, and again by George Shearing. Now if you like George Shearing, his piano playing is amazing. He's got a particular style that he uses, and it's very nice. I've got a lot of LPs of his vinyl, which I really like, but the 78s also sound really great, so we'll play a few of these. If you're not a great lover of George Shearing, fine, I apologise, you know, but there are some other tracks here. But so I'm going to show you what I do when I go to clean them before I play. All the records that you hear on my channel have been cleaned before they're played, except probably the ones in the workshop, the garage workshop, which probably coming out of the Essex collection that I have, that I'm still working through, would you believe, and I'll be doing that more so as well. So let me just move these out of the way in a second. So I'm going to move them from one side to the other. I'm just going to grab a couple of my char. The weather today is absolutely foul. I went running this first thing this morning, which is great, before the weather closed in, but we were expecting a storm today, high winds, as it's Saturday. I think it's 20 something today, 22nd or something today. Anyway, right. So what I do is I get the record and I will take it out of the cover, lay it on this very soft Christy towel that I keep for the purpose, and then I've got a very soft brush here. It's one that I many years ago was probably used for shoes actually, and Len Nerds it's called, registered trademark, boots and shoes for shine, but it's real bristle, so it's quite soft, and for 78s this won't damage them at all. I've done hundreds of records like this. I use a good old, well, normally Waitrose washing on liquid, but Fairy today. And then I make sure that I've run the tap, so we've got some nice warm water. The boiler's been on today. Turn the teapot up. Got a few Christmas things coming up as well on the channel that you're probably interested in. Some things I picked up the other day. There we go. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to wet this well, and then pour on some Fairy. And then I'm going to apply this to the 78. Now there are other methods of doing this. Use a solution of, I think it was ammonia and water solution that I think one guy was using. And I did actually follow that along for a while, but just go the reverse way to which the record would go. And shellac is quite tough stuff, so it's just to get rid of the dust in the grooves, and I run it under the tap and do the other side. Now what you have to sometimes be very careful of is the labels. So but if you face it down on the towel, and I'll show you what else I do. There we go, like that. can see in the warm water of the tap. And then I just do that. And then I leave it on the sink top here just to dry off. So we'll do another one. And I put the covers in a separate place. So this one is George Shearing again. You can see there's a bit of marks on there. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera, but it's clearly been stored. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Using the same brush. Soap, plenty of soap in there. It will probably last a bit. The Decca labels I know are okay. Not sure about the MGM ones. Just make sure that it's like that. Do the back side sometimes. It's quite relaxing doing this. It's quite. You give yourself plenty of time. Let's give them a. There we go. Let's give them a shape. So I can get about 4 of these on here. So I'm not going to. So like that. So you can see they're draining off there. The water will run down. And then, just so you know the whole process, I'm going to bore you stiff with everything I'm going to do. There's quite a few records here. A piece of towel from here, this is sort of kitchen roll. And then what I'm going to do then is lay a bit on there like that, take the record, lay the record flat on there, and then with another piece, just go that way around. So anti-clockwise, I suppose you say that was. And then the same for the other side. Obviously you change the paper regularly. There's nothing on here to see, but you can see already how well that record looks, even in this light from the kitchen light there. So there we go. And then because it's dry, you can pop it back in its case. In the summer, when the weather's quite warm, the atmosphere is warm, you can probably do this quite quickly. LPs take a bit longer sometimes because they're vinyl. And then there we are, ready to go. So east of the sun and the Continental. So I'll leave that just to make sure the label dries off a bit in a separate place. And then I will do the next one. So let's do that for you. There we go. Just turn the towel around a bit. Now, if anybody's got any ideas about what I'm doing, thinks this is terrible, or does the same, I'd be interested to know really. You can see already, there's nothing on there, but you can see already it's taken off those marks where it's been less stored, probably in a loft or something, and already that looks pristine in my view. The shine on that is really good. And yeah, so Consternation is on that side, and I Only Have Eyes for You by George Shearing on that side. So really nice on the Decca blue label, so really nice, really happy with that. So I'll put that one back in here. I always make sure that the label is facing straight, so when you store them standing up, you can see straight away what you're looking at. And there we go. Anyway, just thought I'd give you a quick update on there. There are some other, as I say, some other bits coming up, so I'll keep you posted. But see you shortly. Well, welcome back to the channel for this last session, and a very Merry Christmas Day. Wishing all my viewers a happy Christmas, a happy New Year, and looking forward to many more videos in 2025. I thought I'd just close out this quite long video today, as there's been several parts to this, with just a view of the records that I'm going to show you in the next video. I think it's too long to actually have it all today, so you'll be, so you're wanting to eat your Christmas dinners, I expect. So yes, so in front of me, let me just turn this camera. Right, so you can see these are the masses of records. I've got over 40 records altogether. They come in these rather nice red cardboard sleeves, and they've all been cleaned. As you would have heard from the last record I played, which was Cole Porter, Night and Day. So this one here, they all go in these, and I've cleaned them all. They've all had a thorough cleaning, and as you've seen from the previous video of me doing that. So yes, quite a few here. George Shearing, Artie Shaw, and I say a massive lot of records from Charlie Kurtz. There's also a lot of Bing Crosby ones here. So some of these I have sourced from my own collection to make the collection up. So yes, and on that basis, but I'm hoping to do that in the new year. The next video I do will be about the record collection. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed today. For the last 2 days as much as I have, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year. So on the Parlophone label, Artie Shaw and his orchestra, You Do Something to Me, and this is sung by Teddy Waters. Really nice number, this. So playing this on the Portagram.
You do something to me, something that simply mystifies. Oh, tell me, why should it be? You have the power to hypnotize me. Let me live beneath your spell. Do that voodoo that you do so well. For you do something to me that nobody else could do.
There we go, a very nice number. Quite a famous piece by Cole Porter. Thought I'd give you a sample today. It's on the B side of this. We've got Night and Day, which again by Cole Porter, one of his nicest numbers, again by Artie Shaw. So let's play that. So yeah, on the Portagram Mark 9M, which means mono. So a bit of dust there. Let's do a bit of it there. Here we go. Fantastic. Hope we enjoyed that. So, Night and Day, one of Cole Porter's best numbers, and sung by a chap called actually nobody's singing on that one. Sorry. Here we go. Sweet Christmas morning, and yeah, Night and Day. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that.